and everything.
Hello, everybody. I've started to send out a couple of messages, so hopefully everybody will be here soon.
Awesome. I checked with the live stream and everything seems to be fine. Yeah, let's just start. Hello, everybody. Vlad here from David Tech, the community manager. I hope you have a pleasant day. First things first, take care with the financial decisions. You are very responsible for your actions. Take care with the fake profiles. Do not invest into anything sounding like a scam or anything not related to David Tech inside the community. The only two ways you can support the community if you want to, it's through Patreon, which is patreon.com/davidtech, and of course the website david.tech. Welcome to the stream. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to interrupt if about something that you're actually seeing. If you have something to discuss, maybe some sort of a suggestion towards the community, or you would like to talk about something else like indicators, like the strategies or something like that outside of the Elite Backtesters group, at the end we also have the open discussions where we can discuss about pretty much everything. So something like, for example, Bitcoin hitting the 57K or something like that, right? Cool. So for today's topics would be the new February submissions, the next week, which would be the last week to submit for February in order to get access as of March. In 2 weeks, we will have the January total review, like we had, I believe, like 3 weeks ago, the review for December. And of course, as usual, at the end, a short introduction for newcomers in case anybody here has no idea what I'm actually talking about right now. Cool. Without further talking, let's just jump straight to the new summits that happened. So over here we have actually an active one, which I believe it was sent to me like in this period over here, and just had like 2 wins in a row, which is amazing if you ask me. The strategy is on 1 hour on Bitcoin. It's made with the Botify. Again, with Botify, you can create strategies with pretty much any indicator if it's friendly coded. And by friendly coded means there are tags on each candle. Like, for example, there is a line, there is a tag or something like that. If it's something that is actually moving, like, for example, boxes, like with smart money concepts and stuff like that, unfortunately, that's a little bit more complicated to be tracked by Botify, and it's required a little bit of code and of course the code to be available. So yeah, everything is possible if you know a little bit of code with Botify. The net profit is a little low, but it's regarding the leverage or the margin size that's applied to the strategy. So the net profit is 36%. The total close trades is close to 360. The win rate is actually amazing, 65%, close to 66. So again, in a margin of you're winning 2 trades and losing 1. So by that strategy, you should expect, for example, the next one to be a loser. But again, it's not guaranteed. You can have maybe 5 wins in a row in total, and then maybe have like 2 losses and so on. So kind of that neighborhood. The maximum drawdown is again 6.6, a little lower. That's again depending on the leverage that is applied, and of course the margin size of, for example, if you're going to use a 2x leverage and implying that currently there is no leverage applied, the maximum drawdown should increase by 13.2 if my math is correct, but of course the table will change depending on the margin size that's applied to the chart. On to the next one, we do have a 15-minute strategy on Bitcoin. The equity curve has like a sideways momentum at the moment. The net profit is 265%. Total close trades a little low, 42, but if it works, it works. Win rate 52%, and the maximum drawdown on of 23%, which is, I guess, the average or maybe a little higher than average, depending on the style of trader that you are. Next one, which is on Gala on 1 hour. The equity curve at the beginning doesn't look that great, but eventually it did pick up. The net profit is 116%. The total close trades a little low or in between, like low on and medium, 203 total close trades. Win rate just below 50%, which is okay. You're expecting like winning once and losing once, and maybe in the end you're losing like 2 times and winning once, somewhere in that neighborhood. And the maximum drawdown of 17 roughly percent. On to the next one, which again has a rough start, I should imagine, but if it works, it works. Maybe it's regarding that it's on SC USDT. For me personally, I never trade, never, I don't know anything about this crypto coin, to be fair. So yeah, take care, guys, with the financial decisions. That's on 1 hour. The strategy is the safe momentum, one of our newest strategies. The net profit is 1,562%. That's exactly how the original person who submitted configured the strategy based on his type of risk to reward, I should imagine. The win rate is 50%, close to it, and the maximum drawdown very high, if you ask me, 48%. You can reduce that by risking, I mean, by losing a part of the profit as well. You can maybe reduce that in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 20-25%. That's like twice as large for like 40%. And yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of profit as well. On to the next one. A small, not warning, but more like information. For the next time, try to include like one chart for one link. Like, for example, do not include two pictures or two charts in the same link, just because of the risk of maybe the one of the two setups by getting lost. For example, if I do have my default setup on one chart, the other one would not show. So a small warning, let's say, try to include just one chart picture into one link. So far so good, it's okay. I pretty much found out all of them that have been submitted like in this way, and I fixed everything. As of next week, they will be coming, each strategy having its own link, so do not worry. But as of now, please try to include one chart per link. I do understand that this strategy is very similar or has the same settings, and it's working on 2 time frames, which is amazing if you ask me. So let's just check one of them on 30 minutes. Of course, we have Bitcoin. On McGinley, the trend followers, which is one of the most successful, I should imagine, strategies. I'm seeing so many setups, so many great setups being created with this strategy, which is great. And the net profit is 933%. Total close rates maybe a little bit smaller, 94. The win rate is looking great, 69%. So in the neighborhood of more than 2 trades and one, which are winners, and one loss. So yeah, so far so good. And the maximum drawdown of 27, close to 28%, a little higher maybe for some people, but yeah, since you are risking, like, for example, to win as much, like maybe 10 times, you can, I suppose, afford like a maximum drawdown of 27%. But again, that's really depending on the style of the trader that you are. And the second one, which has a lot of more trades, again on Bitcoin, 45 minutes. The net profit is a little smaller, but pretty close, the same maximum drawdown. So on the second one, it's 185% net profit. Total close trades 469%, which is amazing. I'll tell you guys that. And the fact that it's not multiple take profits, that's again amazing for a 45-minute strategy. The percentage profitable is 53%. So again, you're winning one, losing one, but eventually you're getting close to winning two. For example, like here, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row. Definitely expect at some point some more losses in a row or something like that. But yeah, the maximum drawdown very similar to the 30 minutes variant, 27%. Judging by the fact that equity curve looks like this, I should imagine, just let me check for a moment. I should imagine that the stop loss and the take profit are somewhat similar. So for example, it's not having like very much extremes. The equity curve doesn't have an extreme shape. It's very linear. So whenever you are winning, but we are winning more actually because of the win rate, the equity curve gets a straight line. And of course, the maximum losses in a row or the losses in a row do accumulate into having like dips like these ones over here. Amazing. On to the
This
next one.
this is DCA strategy.
To be honest, I don't check Marco. I'm going to check the settings on all the strategy on the monthly review. I pretty much never check, to be honest. Right. On to the next one. Of course, I do check for the strategies to have liquidation and so on. It's just being created. That's more like for the monthly review when we have all the strategies, we put together the whole team, and of course do check if there is any problem with any setup. Right, on to the next one. It's on 2 hours on Bitcoin, the Super FVMA and Zero Lag, again one of our newest strategies. The profit is very close to 400%. Total close trades 1,000, very roughly. On the fact that it's multiple take profit, expect maybe like in the close of 300 or maybe 400 total close trades, like from entry to the very exit. Again, we are very limited by TradingView on splitting into the actual total close trades and the close trades in between take profits. That's a platform limitation. If there is any update to the platform, we will gladly update our scripts as well in order to have better statistics. The win rate is 83%. Again, this aspect could be also a little bit, let's say, influenced by the fact that the strategy has multiple take profits. So yeah, definitely take care with these ones. But again, the equity curve doesn't lie. Equity curve looks okay, so definitely expect a strategy which goes in the direction towards the upside. And the maximum. Oh, thank you very much. And yeah, the maximum drawdown of 19.5%. That's again very realistic, either of the types of take profit and stop loss. Cool. On to the next one on Bitcoin on 2 hours. Again, multiple take profits. Again, so many, so many entries, and more likely so many exits as well. Net profit of 514%. Total close trades 1,300. So definitely expect like 400, 500 total trades or something like that. The percentage profitable is again 82%, and the maximum drawdown of 25. That's again depending on the style of trader that you are, if it's manageable for you or not really. On to the next one, again a double strategy, so 2 into 1. I do suspect that these settings are very similar, or it's pretty much the same. We have different equity curves, so that's okay. The first one it's on 1 hour, the second one on 45 minutes. The first one is having a net profit of 313%. Total close trades 266, which is okay. Let me just check something. Okay, so it's multiple take profit, so definitely expect a lower amount. The win rate again 75, close to 75%. Expect that again, depending on the type that the strategy is being created. For this example, multiple take profits, and the maximum drawdown of 18%. The next one, the second one, I should say, on 45 minutes, has a little lower profit and also a higher maximum drawdown. So you could argue that this one is a little bit better, but it really depends also on the time frame. So for example, judging by the fact it's on Matic, I believe on 45 minutes I do have the whole data that is available by the exchange. On that fact, again, on 1 hour I do have the whole data as well. So you should argue that one is better on the other. Again, there's so much to talk about regarding this subject. Also on the fact that this one is on Optimism, the other one is on Matic. So it's very hard to determine if one strategy is better than the other. Just put it through incubation on like a fixed amount of period, like for example on 1 month, and definitely check like how much each strategy has created. Be sure you're putting like the same initial capital, the same leverage, the same fees, and so on, so you can get a proper picture of which strategy is actually better. Right, and on the second one, 162 net profit, percentage profitable close to 74%, and the maximum drawdown of close to 21%. Looking good. The next one, which is active, it had this trade over here, and of course it's a multiple take profit trade, but it's still a win. Like for example, this one is a full win. All the take profits have been achieved. It's on 2 hours on Rune, 1151% net profit, total close trade 300. So expect a lower amount of actual entries, like total close trades, not just take profits. I should imagine that's actually this here should be renamed as total closed trades, like for example in profits or something like that. So the name over here should be maybe replaced when TradingView decides to create an actual update for us to determine how much trades are in total. The win rate is 84%, close to 85%, and the maximum drawdown of 28%. The equity curve looks okay, but the maximum drawdown maybe is a little higher than some people could manage. So yeah, take care on that. The next one, what an amazing equity curve that we're having over here. On Bitcoin, 2 hours, Trendhu, net profit is 673%, total close trades 124. Maybe a little, should be a little more trades, but again, if it works, it works. If you could manage, like for example, since we are on 2 hours on Bitcoin, you should imagine like we have over here like 1, 2, 3, close to 4 years in total. So if you could like manage like, I don't know, a trade a week or something like that, if it works, again, it works. So no complaint over that. The win rate is 41%, so you should expect to lose more times that you're actually winning. Like for example, here and there are like 2 losses and 1 win, but still not in the neighborhood of 33% when you're definitely expecting like 1 win and 2 losses. So not the case. Maximum drawdown looking great, 13%. On to the next one, on Ethereum, on 20 minutes.
Vlad,
Yes.
the total trades is indeed low, but it's because the take profit is very, very big.
Yeah, again, it really depends on how frequently your strategy you want your strategy to trade. If you want, like for example, a high frequency one, like having a trade a day, that's not the case here. Like I should imagine this trade has a trade like a week or something like that. Like if you
Yes,
check over
correct,
here, it's
because
like on 1 week.
yes, yes, correct. Take profit is about 10 or 11% probably.
That's amazing.
Looking good.
Thanks.
On to the next one, on Ethereum, 20 minutes. Net profit 160, close to it. Total close trades 64, looking great so far. Win rate is 51%, and the maximum drawdown of very close to 13%. Looking good. On to the next one. I think this trade just fired right when it was submitted to me. Like for example, since it was submitted to me in this period, it just had this trade open. So if it's going to be a win, this is going to be changed as active. Again, inside incubate.trade, we also have a filter of active and inactive strategy. There is a dot which would be in green if the strategy is active. It should be like gray if it's inactive. So definitely expect a status update on the platform regarding that. All right, the net profit 8,189%. Wow, amazing. Total closed trades 132. It's okay, I should say. Again, if it works, it works. If it's the style of of a strategy that you want to be in a trade, like maybe once a week or maybe even less, that's again depending on you. Percentage profitable looking good. You're winning one, losing one, so it's 53%, and the maximum drawdown of just below 19%. On to the next one on Bitcoin, 1 hour, Super FBMA and Zero Lag, a combination of two strategies put together by David. 666%. Hopefully this one will be lucky. On 1 hour, Bitcoin again, total close trades 166, single take profit. So this number is to be trusted. Win rate below 50, 48%, but still very close to 50%. And maximum drawdown of just above 19%. Looking good. On to the next one. On Bitcoin, 2 hours, 2,846%. Total close trades 122. Equity curve looking great, very straight. And the win rate again 44%, very close to 50, in the neighborhood of winning one, losing one. Maximum drawdown of just below 24%. Looking good. On to the next one on APUSDT, 1 hour, McGinley trend followers. Net profit of close to 800%. Total close trades 84, single take profit. Win rate above 54%, looking good. And the maximum drawdown of 40, very close to 40%. A bit higher. Definitely consider if you would like to reduce that a little bit, but also you're going to lose a little bit of profit as well. Equity curve looks a bit sideways since of this moment, or maybe this one, because this one is like the highest high or highest point of profit at the moment, and then we had a drawdown, I should imagine, and then again shooting up. Definitely check why this happened, like this trend over here of equity curve of the profit. Maybe something on a higher time frame, or maybe something regarding since it's an altcoin, maybe Bitcoin did something in between this period, so you could maybe spot that event and try to turn off your strategy when that event will happen again. And you're going to, of course, improve your equity curve by a lot if you ask, but so far so good, it's going up. Percentage profitability, which is the win rate 40%, a little closer to the fact of losing 2 trades and winning 1, but still we are very far from 33%. Maximum drawdown maybe a little high on 28%, but again, since we have over 1,000% of profit, you can of course reduce that maximum drawdown, but you're risking a little bit of profit as well. Looking good. Next one on Avalanche on in this neighborhood, or maybe some indicator on a higher time frame. Maybe you could help yourself with some 4-hour time frame RSI and see what happens. So you can definitely try to filter these kind of periods from happening in the future. Win rate 40% and maximum drawdown of close to 30%. A little high, but again, net profit is high as well. So you have a lot of wiggle room, let's say. On to the next one, the Lonesome Train, one of our oldest strategies which have been updated to the boilerplate version 5, which is great. 30 minutes, Solana, net profit 244%, total close trades 112, which is okay, I should say, maybe expecting a little higher, but if it works, it works. percentage profitable 60%, so definitely in the neighborhood of very close to 2 wins and 1 loss, and maximum drawdown of 12, very close to 13%, which is great. On to the next one. Okay, here on Ethereum on 1 hour, precision trend mastery, net profit 560%, total close trades looking great 1632, but again it's multiple take profits, so you should expect maybe 500 600 trades, something like that. Also the win rate is very it's a factor maybe that high because of the total close trades, which again is very depending on the multiple take profit aspect, and the maximum drawdown of 15%. Looking good, if you ask me. I'm never trying to put a bad image on multiple take profit strategies. It's just take care on the of how you're expecting them to be, since you're maybe looking at the win rate aspect or maybe the net profit aspect or the maximum drawdown. The only two ones that are impacted by this one would be the total close trades and the win rate, which again could be maybe a little lower or lower. You'll have to again put the strategy into incubation period, and with the incubator trade you're going to see the total close trades as a whole, not by bits with the take profit variant. On to the next one, which is on ADA Cardano on 2 hours. Trendhu, one of our newest, I should say, strategies, 327% net profit, close to 400 total close trades, which is great. No multiple take profits, just single take profits. The win rate is 40% and the maximum drawdown of 19%. The equity curve doesn't look that great at the beginning, but yeah, if it works, it works. You can definitely also try to further optimize this strategy, and maybe you could get an even better equity curve. Just remember to leave credit towards the original user. Right, on to the next one on Ripple XRP, 15 minutes. There is no leverage applied to this strategy, I should say. 7% net profit, total close trades 43. It's a little lower on 15 minutes, but if it works, it works. 55 minutes, 55, sorry, 55 win rate, and the maximum drawdown of 4%. On my assumption, this strategy maybe it's not going to be that great in the future, but yeah, since we have the incubator trade platform, we can definitely put this to incubation, put it to test like maybe for a month, and why not shatter our expectations and be a really great strategy. On to the next one, on 59 minutes, so close to 1 hour, on Solana. The net profit is 423%. Total close trade is 356. So maybe like once every 3 days or something like that, there is a trade. Win rate 52% and maximum drawdown a little high of 24%. You can definitely reduce that by playing a little bit with the profit as well. The equity curve looks okay, maybe a little choppy, maybe regarding the huge bumps in profit, which I suppose we should like them. So it's not like very huge drawdowns. You can definitely try to maybe filter out some trades, or maybe try to reoptimize the strategy, or maybe take a look back, like take a step back into a 4-hour time frame with Bitcoin, or maybe the same coin like Solana, and see what happened in between these kind of periods, like here, over here as well, and try to manually stop your strategy from trading when these certain events happen on Solana, or maybe Bitcoin, since Solana is an altcoin related to Bitcoin. Good. On to the next one. multiple take profits on 15 minutes. Net profit 95%, very close to it. Total close trades 99, so 100. So definitely maybe expect like 40 or 50 entries so far. Net profit, win rate 71%. That's again has an impact from the multiple take profit aspect as well, and maximum drawdown of 20%. Overall, the equity curve looks okay. Maybe check what happened over here in this period, but yeah, so far so good. We're getting really close to the final ones. Strategy on 32 minutes, a very custom time frame, if you ask me. I suppose there is no leverage applied to the strategy since the net profit is 18%, total close trades 341%. 341, sorry. I don't see multiple take for a profit, so you could definitely try to filter a little bit more. Maybe you could reduce these kind of, let's say, drawdowns, which I suppose the maximum drawdown happen like in between these regions over here. So yeah, win rate 68%, so definitely in a neighborhood of winning two trades and losing one, which is amazing, and maximum drawdown of 3%. You can definitely play to risk a little bit more if you want to, and also increase the net profit, but we will actually increase the maximum drawdown as well. So take care with that. Right, on to the next one, which is a single take profit one on 2 hours. I don't think there is leverage applied to it as well. 42% net profit, total close trades 152, win rate 66.4%. So definitely a strategy of winning two trades and losing one, and maximum drawdown of 4.6%. And the last one on 59 minutes, so close to 1 hour again, on Solana, net profit 520%, total close trades 300, and maximum drawdown of quite huge, 58%. So I should definitely point the fact that you should try to filter a little bit more this period over here, like for example zones like this one, like maybe this one. Again, since it's Solana, it had its huge development of going up but also going down with the FTX, and well, I'm not going to jump into that discussion. And yeah, definitely there is something to this strategy. You can definitely try to filter out, definitely go back into like Bitcoin on like 4 hour on a daily time frame and see what happened in between these periods. So you can definitely try and pause your strategy while the events, if they were to occur ever again. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the setup so far as of 20th of February until today, like maybe 1 hour ago where I paused the entries as of this week. So far so good. If you guys don't see your strategy, make sure to check your DMs, because there were a couple of setups which had shareable function off, or maybe the equity curve doesn't look so great, or maybe I received a picture in private of the expected results and the results are not the same. For example, you optimize your strategy on Bitcoin, but for some reason you put it as Solana because maybe you have done some changes next to your strategy. Make sure, since you submit your strategy and until you get to see the review that I'm doing for that week, to not do any change to the chart, because if you're doing and you're saving, the results are going to be changed for me as well when I'm actually reviewing your strategy. So just save the chart, open another one, and maybe create a copy of it and try if it works on different time frames, different coins, and so on. But make sure you don't do any change to the chart that you're actually sending through the form to me. Right. As of next week, we're going to have the last February weekly review. In 2 weeks, we'll have the January total monthly review, like we had to December 3 weeks ago or something like that. So far, so good with the news. I'm going to do a short introduction for the group in case anybody here has no idea what elite backtesters are, the elite backtesters group, how to join, and so on. And yeah, so the group has started by the community for the community. We are basically backtesting Davitech strategies, and not only with the help of Botify. You just throw some indicators at Botify and you can create strategies with a Davitech strategy boilerplate that you would have the same types of exits, entries, confluence, and so on. So yeah, definitely a huge tool, Botify. All the settings that are submitted to the group are shared to the group and stay inside the group in a database of settings, which it has evolved from being inside Discord to now having its own standalone platform, the incubate.trade platform, which is something similar to this. I think this picture is a little bit outdated. Now the platform has so many more updates as of now and more to come, which I believe David will cover them in a couple of minutes. To be more precise, the goal of the group would be to have one script to be optimized over 5 timeframes by 100 people who spend together a 278 hours optimizing, just to receive a close of 100 million possible great setups. So don't spend any other time if you had no idea what elite backtesters are. Join the group and you'll get, of course, exclusive access to this project. And of the as of the end of the month, and to be more precise, the beginning of each month, we are doing reviews of past months, and there is some prizes of more than $1,000, which again are possible for the contributors to the Elite Plus group. Thank you very much, guys, for submitting and supporting the group however you want and how much time you got to offer to the group. Now, open discussions. David, are you around? If you wish to
I
add
am
anything.
indeed. First of all, congratulations to everybody. I think that it's around 90 setups that we received this month. I think that's right. Is it, Vlad? We were saying earlier. Yeah, 90 setups.
Right.
Absolutely amazing. Congratulations to all. It's been a great job. Yeah.
Is that because I'm just having a hard time figuring out like where it's entering in at, like what code it's making long entries in it.
Okay.
And like, does each one I have watched the video to kind of figure out where you're making the entries on your code?
Yeah. But first of all, welcome to the group, Steve. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so each and every strategy has its own setup inside. What the idea is that I built a boilerplate which has a certain number of indicators inside that boilerplate. In that and it has the risk management system and all of that kind of thing. Inside the middle of that boilerplate, inside of each strategy, which is surrounded very much like you said, you do coding yourself, so it's kind of a framework in its own way. Inside that framework, you'll find the main settings for each strategy, and each of those strategies have their own setup, which is corresponding to the indicators on the videos.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, because I was wondering, I was just like, oh man, if I could just see the entry code, that would be sweet. Like,
so I'm currently working this week for the past couple of weeks on a new sort of section inside the Discord, which is helping to onboard, understand each indicator, and I'm releasing, I think it's 50 open source codes as well, so you'll be able to see all of the indicators and things like that, and a smaller boilerplate so you can start building your own strategies and things like that. So that'll be very, very shortly inside Discord as well.
That would be cool, because I'm just like I said, I just kind of started a couple weeks ago. And it's all very overwhelming. I still have to learn about all the different things you have in there. I opened it up and I was like, holy crap!
There's a lot of
stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. The best part is probably here because we'll work together to try and find the best settings. Those best settings, we put them into what we call the incubate.trade, which is a trading journal. That trading journal, you can literally go and have a look at. I'll share my screen in a second. You literally press a button and it will copy the whole strategy with the settings and everything. And all we ask in return as a group, it's a subset of the group. So you have to press a button inside Discord, and you have to agree that you will help in your way. So share your settings, and then we share them with each other. And then I'll go through it. It's easier if I show the screen than it is trying to explain it. But yeah, but this is the best part.
I wanted to do the premium Patreon, but the way that they bill, I'm just gonna have to wait until the beginning of the month because I didn't want to pay $80 for 7 days.
There's no need whatsoever. You don't have to. If you become part of the group and you optimize with us, you can get access for free. There's no need for you to upgrade at all. You don't have to. It's in. If you go to the Elite Backtesters room inside Discord, you'll be able to find more information about it, and there's no extra cost at all.
Oh, right on. Well, yeah, that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to the open source, is just so I can fiddle around with it.
There's 50
see what's
scripts.
going on.
There's all of the indicators that are inside the boilerplate, all of the indicators that are recently coded and things like that. Very much all of the indicators that I found on the NNFX platform. And all of them have been adapted so that they work on Botify. So they have what I call the heartbeat. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem, mate. No problem. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem, mate. No problem whatsoever. Welcome to the group. Okay, I'm sharing my screen at the top here. If anybody, if you want to go over, check the links. I like that, Vlad. Very good. It's my turn, right? Okay. So yeah, congratulations to everybody. 90 setups in 1 month is absolutely amazing. So I've been working very, very much on lots of the input that we got from last week. Once again, always a huge shout out and thank you to Marco, who always helps me going through all of this and finding some ideas, building this platform. Incubate.trade is kind of, we have the heart of the Discord, heart of the community, which is Discord, where we all sit talking. This is the area where we put all of those strategies into one place so you can find them easily. To become part of, as Vlad said earlier, to become part of Incubate.trade, you have to be part of the Elite Backtesters. Now, Elite Backtesters is not at no extra cost. You just have to become part of the group, share your settings, and in exchange for that, you get the settings of everybody else in that group. So, about 100 people now sharing settings, and like I said earlier, we have 90 setups this month already. So that's cool. So what I've been working on is improving this platform. This is a very new platform for all of us here. It's been a couple of months that I've been working on it. So I'll go through very, very quickly what I've added and what I'm currently improving. First of all, when you log in, you end up on this page here. This is the page of these strategies that you can see very quickly. Just an overview, a high-end overview. You can see the number of the followers that are on the strategy. You can also, by clicking this button up here that reveals, you can build your own table. So you can add the number of trades to that table. You can add the Sharpe ratio. You can add the max drawdown and the return to max drawdown, which I'm currently coding at the moment. The reason that one's taken a little bit longer is because I had to download the actual performance table because it's a calculation that has to go in the background. These are currently not all updated at the moment. As I said just a second ago, the reason is because today was kind of the official launch of this one here. So it is actually I built a bot that goes away and takes a screenshot of the equity curve and gets all of the stats, which I'll show you in a minute. And it's currently doing that at the moment. So it takes around 24 hours for it to go and do the full circle. So it'll take about 24 hours. Is there a link on Discord or no, just go to live.incubate.trade, ADOG. Yo, people from the internet. Hi, Igor. How you going, mate? Okay, so I'm going to go into choose one. I'll choose one that seems to have a decent amount of profit. So the green is the forward testing. The grey is back testing. Bold here is forward testing. That is back testing. And then the same for the trades. On the left-hand side, you have back testing. On the right-hand side, you have forward testing. If we click on the equity curve, you actually get a little hind overview very quickly. I'll add some more stats to that as well. And then if we click here, you'll be able to see the actual chart, which has been screenshot by that bot. You get the back test with the chart. You can scroll down. You have the equity curve on deep back test, and if you slide this along this little white thing here, you'll get when you go over from left to right, you get you get the back test from the back testing results, and then you get the further forward testing results as you slide it over. So you can sort of slide them, move them around, and you can actually see, a bit like one of those flip books, you can actually see the difference of each of these results. You can see here that there was closed trades on the back test. There was 202, and since that period, there's actually now 206. You can see up the top that the actual back test was done from February 06, and the last update was February 27th. So you've had 4 trades in that period. You can see that your win rate is increasing on this one. Our profit factor is increasing slightly as well, and our drawdown hasn't moved at all. What's nice also is you get to move over to the end of the chart. This one here would have, for me, potentially after optimizing, would have said maybe this could potentially be a hard top where it's going to fall down and below, but actually it has completely proven me wrong. That hard top has actually continued into profitability. These stats here will give you a ROI of the yesterday, this week, and this month, and then you get the full incubation period. So if it's more than a month, if it's less than a month, obviously this may be more than that one, which is normal. I have a couple of other screenshots from the bot, so that it's screenshotted it and pasted them here. Then we have the backtest performance table here. We have the backtest, so you'll be able to see the Sharpe ratio, the Sortino ratio, profit factor. And then you can click here and you can see the performance forward test. So you'll be able to compare them just by clicking here. You can see that the Sharpe ratio has actually increased on the forward test, and so you get all of the stats as you would on TradingView. Going further down, I think that's it. Yeah, that's done. Further down, you get the trades that have been taken in the incubation period. So we have the incubation period, so you can see when it was actually started, the number of trades, the profit, and the win rate so far. That's in the incubation period. You have a chart of an equity curve of the incubation period here, which is nothing to do with the alerts anymore. It's now to do with the trades that are taken by the bot. You can see all of the trades right the way back to the beginning, and the orange ones, as I said last week, are the trades from the incubation period. You get all of the great stats you do from TradingView. And scrolling down a little bit more, you have a couple of other alerts, a little bit more information. Sorry guys, I've hardly slept up for about 4 days. I've been coding this thing, so line of thought gets a bit jumpy sometimes. But anyway, the average leverage. The reason I've left the alerts on there is number one, because potentially later I will connect them so you can connect them easily to buy a bit. You've also got the Telegram alerts, which work as well, so we still get some information from the alerts. We get the average leverage, which is set to 10 on this one. A number of trades that recorded from the alerts. Red Bull time, yeah, absolutely, mate. yeah, you get the average number of trades per day and things like that, which come from the alerts directly. So it's a little bit extra information. Things like the average leverage that you wouldn't have got from this here, you actually get there. A little bit of extra information. Scrolling back up, as always, you can connect directly to Telegram by scanning this on your phone here. That'll connect your Telegram to our website, and you can start following those strategies directly on Telegram. If you want to download the settings, you can click download settings, and you can use the optimizer tool to upload those settings. You can also add to favorites so that you can remember easily. There's a favorites area in the list there. I'll show you in a second. And you can also copy that chart directly to TradingView by pressing copy. It will open TradingView, and then you just go up here and press copy, and that will copy the full chart with the full settings all set up, ready for you to be able to connect to a bot either via Alertatron, Trigger Trade, or any other third party that connects the alerts directly. So I hope that is everything that everybody was expecting from the platform. I think it's great. I think that what you guys have managed to build as a community is absolutely awesome. 90 setups all being added here is great. Congratulations to you all. And
Hey,
that's
Nathan.
pretty much... Hi, mate. How you going? Hey, dog.
Bro. Good.
How's things going for you, mate?
Wonderful.
Enjoying the bull run?
Yeah, absolutely. Quick question for those settings that have like won one of the contests. Is
Yes.
there any way to star those? You know,
Anyway,
like,
sorry, any way to... It cut off. I didn't hear, sorry.
is there any way to star or label the strategies that won? Like Sam's got first place January, February. Is there any way to star it?
Yes, you can't see it at the moment, but I have actually created a what I called an editor's pick, because it was just from the website, was already on there. It's an editor's pick area, which will be next to my favorites. If you want to do it yourself, you can literally go over. We'll go to an A-Dog here. You can build your own favorites area by clicking favorites. If you're looking for the winners from previous competitions, I will star them and put them into editor's pick up the top here.
That'd be beautiful.
Great.
Just in case we miss one, or we miss a announcement or something, then they would be up there.
Absolutely, great idea. Somebody's got a problem for next month. Oh, next month submits. Yeah, there's no. Yes, Leo asked where are next month submits. Next month submits are released at the beginning, the first Wednesday. I think it's the first Wednesday, Vlad? No, first Tuesday of the month was.
First Tuesday, that's the new submits. The other one would be the
winners'
review of
prizes.
the past month.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, great idea though, A-Dog. Fantastic idea, sorry.
Thank you. And like taking mine, for example, that top one at 1.92, 1.92% is since incubation, right?
Let me have a look now. It may not have updated. Let me have a quick look, because 1.92 is from incubation period. Yes.
Oh, I see.
It won't correspond because obviously there's like 1,000% there. Obviously, that won't correspond to that, because the difference is that's accumulating from the position where it was from here, as this is just the incubation period.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So obviously that will look more impressive, much more impressive.
Thank you.
Just a little bit of precaution for anybody. This thing does become extremely addictive. I spent hours doing it all day.
I can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, questions. David is bored, as you can see.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah, sorry about my line of thought, guys. Like I said, I've been working extremely hard on the bot that actually goes and fetches all this information for the website, and yeah, I haven't slept much in the past couple of days. No excuses.
David.
Yes. Hi, Scopes. How you going, mate?
Not too bad.
Good.
I was up for 2 nights in a row over the
I
weekend.
know.
Till 4 o'clock in the morning, coding.
Yeah, I saw your messages.
Yeah. I've got a strategy
Right.
built for Forex.
Okay.
Obviously, it needs optimizing. Now, what I don't understand with the strategy, I understand the strategy, I understand the rules and that. It does the rules and that okay. But you see on your boilerplate, you have all these options and that. I don't get no options in mine. So I can't,
To put no options in, you have to do input, and then it'll be input if it's a
string, is it?
Sorry?
Is it string?
Yeah, if it's a string, you literally just write input, and then you type in a default string, and then you give it a title like this, title, and then it'll be, I don't know, length, GTH, and that would be your default string. If it's a bool, for instance, a true false, you type true like that, and that means that you're giving it settings. Then what you'd do is you'd go here and give it a len equals. So instead of giving your length of, for instance, the RSI, instead of putting 12 in there, you'd actually put len, and then that means that the user can go away and change that to a length of 12.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is, because it's got no options, where you can put your own strategies in.
Yeah. Spotify.
Spotify. You can optimize in there.
Yeah.
Well, because it's got no options, will it not be able to optimize it?
It could optimize things like the risk reward.
Optimize. Do you know what I mean?
It could, because what it does is it puts the boilerplate around an indicator. So, for instance, if you've got an indicator that's plotted on the chart, it will give it a stop loss and take profit, and then you can optimize that.
Right. So the only thing I can optimize on mine would be the take profit and stop loss, because that's only the thing that really is into it. I've got like 4 different rules.
Yeah.
It marks the rules out.
Okay.
It doesn't mark the rules out, but it marks the chart out, coinciding my rules. But inside the strategy, there's no options to change these rules. So it's all in the code. So would Spotify change the code or just change the options?
It changes the options,
Right.
Just the options. It would add a stop loss and take profit around it, and then change the options.
Right. So if I run that through that strategy through the optimizer or Spotify, whatever, would it be able to change the stop loss and take profit then for me?
Yes, it would indeed. Yes. Yeah.
Even if the stop loss and take profit is not as an option inside of the trading strategy.
Absolutely. As long as it's plotting something onto a trading view, you'll be able to use it.
Right. Is there?
I think the key thing to mention there, guys, is that it's only picking up the lines that are plotted, and not necessarily everything else which is plotted. And then you're configuring those within those individual indicators themselves, or your individual script, and then the boilerplate is just doing the wraparound to act as the strategy.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Stephen. That was brilliant.
I did. Do you know what? It just went
my
over
brain is completely gone. It was brilliant. Thank you very much.
It just went flat. It just went over my head. That. Can you repeat that? I didn't even understand what you said. You spoke that fast.
Yeah, sorry. Typical British thing. We do that.
I'm British as well, but I don't normally speak that fast.
Yeah, so essentially your indicators or your strategies or things that you're bringing into the boilerplate, you're going to be able to configure the settings on those individually, and then your boilerplate is going to wrap that up and build it into the strategy. And the optimizer, when you run that, it can only run against the strategy. So anything which is outside of the boilerplate, it won't change. But anything in the boilerplate, such as your risk, your leverage, those sort of things, it will change, or it will adapt.
Right. Okay. And David, just do me a
Thank you very
quick.
much, Stephen.
Just do me. Thank you. Just do me a quick thing if you've got the time. Just a quick like how I would put my strategy inside of this. To optimize it all and stuff.
Sure, if I've got it on here. So let me go over to Trading View very quickly and see if I can add it onto Trading View. Indicators, BOTY, okay.
New chart, please.
Oh, shit. Oh, excuse me. We just got banned from YouTube. Excuse my language, guys. There we go. Right. Sorry, mate. Didn't see.
You just got what?
Banned from YouTube, I said. For swearing, I was joking. Botify. There we go. Botify. What are we going to add? Let's add an EMA very quickly. Let's add simple EMA, something like this. Yeah, it'll be fine. Let's actually just add a simple normal EMA. Okay, so I'm going to set a normal EMA for 50 here, like this. Okay, so the idea would be we're going to be using Botify inside of, so we're going to be using our indicator inside of Botify. So what you do is you go over to Botify. First thing you need to do is obviously hide the message and add the optimizer mode. You go down and you start building a strategy. So you have to think about it a bit like a coder, or if you were talking to ChatGPT or whatever, you have to think about it in this is above, this is below, and things like that. So first thing we're going to do is add our indicator. So our indicator is called EMA. So we go here and we can now see inside Trading View the actual indicators that were on our chart. So we can add EMA. So we add EMA, and our strategy is going to be very, very simple. We have lots of options here. Jesus, that was pretty quick. We've got lots of options here. We can either set our close. So the close is the candle close above. So we've got the above sign, the first indicator. So first indicator being EMA. Or we can use two indicators. We can have one indicator being the first indicator above the second indicator. We have first and second indicator here. Or we can have, if it's
and you only have two indicators.
Sorry?
And you only have two indicators.
No, there's I think there's four indicators there. Four indicators you can put on there.
David, you've just ruined my life, mate. I'm going to be glued to this because I've been on GPT for the last, obviously all weekend.
Yeah.
Or even on it late last night, into early hours this morning, and I've got when you can save your pages on ChatGPT outside, I've got about 16 all different strategies all around my trading style.
So that's my life, mate. I spend my whole of my life on ChatGPT. I mean, it's only my life. So that was literally how to build a simple EMA strategy. You got EMA on your chart. You would have close, so your close candle above the first indicator being the EMA because we selected EMA here. And if we're looking for shorts, we're looking for the close to be below the first indicator. As I've said earlier, first indicator is the EMA. And if you want to do something like a MACD, for example, you have where you select MACD in here, and then you go over here and you'd select first indicator being above fixed level, and the fixed level you can set here. Obviously, MACD would be above a 0 or below a 0, so you'd write fixed level. So it'd be first indicator being MACD, as I said earlier, above the fixed level of 0.
Yeah.
So you can also use indicators that are not, which are in those little sidebars at the bottom, the bottom bar, below as well. So so it works in both ways.
Yeah.
And then you can add.
So then what? I've coded everything all into one indicator.
Yep, that can work as well.
So that can work. And how will I go about that? I mean, I could start all again with this what you're showing me, but then that means I'm going to have loads of indicators on my chart.
Yeah, you don't want that. There's an easy way of doing it. So what you're doing is you do this piece of code that I'm going to send you now. It's called long signal No, okay. So we do long signal. So what we do is so we have our logic for our indicator, which is close is above the smooth line, so above the EMA, okay? So that's our long signal. And then we have a short signal. So you could have like 10 indicators in there creating this signal. So what you're doing is just creating a new signal. Right. So let's say you have, and then you want the the close to be also above the open. Okay, just so that we're putting lots of logic into one single line. And close below open. Okay, so our logic for our open signal, now we have two indicators. We have the close being above the the EMA above here. And then we have the other part of the signal would be that the close has to be more than the open. So we have that. Now what we do then is we then just plot this. Hold on, sorry, I'm going to have to, and then I'm going to post this code afterwards because it gets a little bit more complicated than this afterwards. Okay, so now what we do is then we do a plot of 1 or 0. So it's plot 1 $.0, and then for short it is -1. So this is a shorthand if-else statement. So what this does is, if close is above the SMA and close is more than the open, we plot 1, just the number 1. So we're going to plot it afterwards. So this question mark is like an if-else statement. Otherwise we'll plot 0. So if it's not according to these rules, we'll plot a 0. If it's a short signal, save these here, save this and add it to my chart. You have this line here now plotted on your chart. What that does is it tells Spotify or TradingView that there's a signal. So you'll get an entry when there's a signal. So over here, go back over. So we're going to use first indicators value equals more than 0, and for a short, first indicators more than. So what I've done is, now we've plotted this new kind of indicator called the heartbeat. So when there is a signal, it will go to 1. So if the EMA heartbeat long is more than 0, we get an entry. And actually, I've made a mistake. This should be second, and this should be the short one here. Heartbeat short. So that's how you do it. I did a terrible job of explaining that. I'll put the code in for everybody so that they can see it. But that is how you create lots of indicators into one and use them for Spotify. And I'm surprised there's still lots of people in the group still after that terrible explanation. Understand scopes or not?
Yeah, kind of. I'm just going to add my thing to Spotify and see. I'll have a play about it. If I get stuck, I will.
Send us message. No problem whatsoever.
I'll
and Vlad's going to be doing a couple of live streams about Spotify in the future as well. That heartbeat idea is a little bit more advanced, but once you learn how to do it, literally means you could put 100 indicators on the chart and have a single line that says we're in, we're out, or we're in a short, we're in a long, with that single bit of code.
Well, over the last 3 or 4 days, I've learned quite a lot already, to be fair.
Sorry, mate. No, somebody said everybody fell asleep.
Yeah, in the last 3 or 4 days, I've learned loads. I've learned quite a lot on coding. I'm not a coder, like obviously you know that, but just spending so many hours on it, I've learned loads already. You know, like just all sorts of different stuff, like ChatGPT. It makes mistakes, and at first I would just copy and paste in the mistakes, the error message, into ChatGPT. But like now I'm already looking at where it's giving me error. I'm looking at it. I can fix it myself most of the time.
That's great.
Yeah, so it doesn't take you long to learn something, but I'll try that Botify. But it seems a lot more easier than doing it how I've been doing it. I always start off the hard way. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. It does me head in because I'm literally I do it all the time. I start off the hard way every time.
As long as you haven't got more than 3 indicators, Botify without coding is brilliant. If you've got more than 3 indicators, if you could just learn that little tiny bit of code that I just put on there, that you can do anything with it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, obviously I'll start playing about with it, see what I can do. I've got all the indicators what I used, all separate code, updated and separate code, so I can just bits at a time. Do you know what I mean? And see.
So you started optimizing a bit more, or not yet? Have you started using the optimizer a bit more, or is it still in the plans?
No, I will be doing though. This is why I'm trying to create a strategy, because I think a lot of strategies on TradingView, they're not what I would look to use. They don't have how I would use them. Do you know, like your market structures, your breaker structures, you change your characters. They're not how every single one of them on TradingView, and literally everyone is not how I would see market structure. It is around about how I would see market structure, but it's not how I see market structure. They plot wrong. Do you know what I mean? From your way of marking structure. Do you know what I mean? So like obviously you can eye the indicator. You can put the indicator on the chart, and you can eye it up, and you can make the decision on the indicator. You can make the decision on yourself by looking at the indicator. Well, is that a real break? Is that a break? Where's that break? Is that internal? You know what I mean? So it takes, obviously what I've done is I've took some code and adapted it in ChatGPT. I'm like you. My head's a bit funny because I've had hardly any sleep for the last 3 days. I've just changed, the way it sees the market structure, and if it's external or internal and stuff like that. So it gives me a better view of how I would see it. Do you know what I mean, kind of thing.
No.
Another thing I'm struggling to get is, I know I'm taking over everybody's time here. What I'm trying to get is I've coded already to mark a 50% retracement of each swing point. Obviously, for it to mark the 50% retracements, I had to set another indicator up to mark the swing points. But I want the indicator to mark the 61.8 to 80% area, and the only thing I've got at the minute, I've tried changing it and tried changing the level in the code, but I can't change it. But the only thing I've got is show half, so it shows like it puts a small little line at 50%, show half. How would you go about it?
I have got the code for that. I will send it to you. Send me a reminder, Scopes, and I'll send you the code, because it's just percentages. That's all. It's fairly simple. You take, if I remember rightly, you take the high and the low, and then you just work out the percentages between the two, and that's it. It is fairly simple. Although it did take me quite a while to do it. I did it for the ABC strategy, and I'll send it to you, no problem.
Yeah. All right, then that'll do. Yeah, I think that's about all I need. I think you've got a question as well in there.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. We're taking about coding and
no problem whatsoever. Sorry, disturbing. My email. I have absolutely terrible email problems. I think I'm not sure. Just bear me a couple of seconds. I'll see. I'm not sure why I'm not receiving emails. Let me have a look. I thought I did all my emails. I think the best way is for me to add you as a friend. Snore. You can't be asleep, Marco. Come on. I sent you a message. Okay. Send me a message here, please. There you go. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll create a group with Vlad and William that way. I'm sure that I'll reply. Vlad.
Want me to do it for you? Oh, you
Done it. Yeah, done it. Cheers, mate. Okay, perfect. I'm not that old, Vlad. Come on.
I was
Just
being
work.
polite.
David, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hi, Luke. How are you going?
Right. I have a small issue with the Chrome extension.
Okay.
I can, I'll send some screenshots through in the chat. Give me a second. It's basically even whenever I set the conditions to random,
Yes.
it's still not running through all the cycles that I set it to. Like I said, I'll send the screenshots through in the chat.
Okay, great. I'm currently working on the optimizer at the moment. I took a couple of days off to complete incubate.trade, but I will be working back on as of the end of this week, back on the optimizer. So anything that needs changing, I will change. I'm having a look at the screenshots now so the stop end. Okay, so it's not going through all of the results. Let me have a look here. 100 setups from 100. Okay, and it hasn't done
In these Google Sheets, I converted them to Google Sheets.
Yes.
I removed all the duplicates and set the entry from high to low, and these are my results.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for sending them to me. I can see the problems you're going through. Yeah. Yeah. So it's obviously doing the 100, but it's doing duplicates, so it's not doing all of them. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Luke. I will have a look. I'm currently finishing this platform this week, and then I will be back to the optimizer next week, and there will be an update soon again. So I'll add that to the list.
Okay, sure thing. Thank you.
No problem whatsoever. I think it's the first time we've spoke as well. So. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it for the optimizer, guys. Like I said, there's a couple of things that are slightly different. Not the optimizer, sorry, the incubate.trade. There's a couple of things that are slightly different. These results obviously are now fetched by a bot, so it happens like every 4 hours instead of being instantaneous. And that's it, really.
David, nice platform.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Marco. How you going, mate?
Good. I'm going fine. As you know, I'm studying the platform very well.
Yeah.
Any idea when you are going to update all data? Because if I'm right, it'll be great. Or how do I need to see the current data that we see on live?
Okay, so the actual update for the website has been going on since last night up until about half an hour ago. The bot is now running 24/7, so these stats that are updated will be updated within the next. It normally takes between 4 hours and 7 hours for it to do a full cycle. I say 24 because that way it gives it time. So I should expect within the next 4 to 7 hours for it to fully be updated. There is the return to max DD that I haven't coded yet, but I have got the data ready for it. It's just a calculation now, but that's the only one when I haven't finished.
Okay. But if I'm right, the percentages in profit that we see are not correct yet.
On a
Is
lot
that
of them, they
the
will
same
not be.
feeling?
Yes, on a lot of them, they will not be. And the reason is because they don't have the updated data. Let me try and find one which has got the right data. I think this one, which I looked at a second ago, was this. Was right. So what happens is there's a bot that's, like I said, running in the background, runs 24/7, and it, through a cron process, so a time process, it goes away and selects a single trading strategy to go and take the screenshot, to go and download the CSV files, then to cut it up and fit it so it looks perfect like this. So so everything looks harmonious and looks nice instead of different size screenshots and all that kind of thing. And then it uploads it all to the website. So it does it one by one, very much like a human. So it is a bit slow, but it will update. It's taking the data from TradingView, so it will update and they will be ready. If you're talking about these stats here, Marco, that are on my screen, these ones that are in the table, they're the ones that are being updated at the moment.
Yes, that's what I mean indeed. Because
Yes,
sometimes I
these
see when sorting by net profit, for example, then there's one with was 100% profit, which is, for example, not correct. But I saw many.
Okay, so
yes.
so the old system, what it did was when somebody clicked on if there was a difference, it would have updated it. The problem with that is it was a bit too much stress on the server. So I've now done it so it works directly with the bot as it goes and picks up all of the information. So a little bit less real time, but I think it's a better system for me.
Yeah. Okay. So the data for sharp ratio, max drawdown, that's also the same. That will be uploaded
Absolutely.
in a few hours. Okay.
Absolutely, we have everything that's in. Let me go back here. There we go. Marco Bead strategy. Everything that's in this table here is downloaded to a CSV file. Currently, it was just downloaded because, like I said before, it was when people used to visit the page, it was updated in the database. Now it's downloaded, and at the same time, it records these results into the database at the same time. So anything that's here will be recorded into the database, and eventually we could search on that as well.
Okay.
If we needed.
When looking to the figures, like max drawdown,
Yes.
there are currently some issues that's not showing as must be like in percentages. Well, that first column, for example, no, this is the USD, probably on the home page.
On the
view
here.
page, sorry.
Yeah.
I need to switch. When you put, for example, max drawdown, and you see sometimes figures like 33 million drawdown.
Yes, oh yeah, that was earlier. That was because I was putting the USD&T into it instead of the. It was me playing around with it. It was because I was using USDT instead of the percentage and made a mistake, and I fixed it since, I believe. I saw it as well, Marco. I saw. Let me have a look. That one there. That was just a rounding issue, I think. It hasn't rounded. Yeah, that's just a rounding issue. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure, 100% sure that I saw the error when it happened. Yeah, I saw the error, and I'm sure I fixed it. Go through, make sure
You see
again.
the next hours.
Yes, yeah. This
You
is
never
one
use,
bug.
everything
It's
on one
working.
page.
Sorry.
You not use the settings
yeah.
on one page. Yeah. Maybe
This is just a yeah, I agree with you. It's just this is a demo page that I use today. Well, whilst I'm on live stream with everybody, I have my own admin account that has a great big bar, and I use it all in one page. Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
Sorry, I had some lag there. I thought you guys were finished.
No, carry on.
David, thanks. Quick question, David. It was just around looking at non-crypto trades or trading strategies. So obviously you're very crypto focused. That's awesome. Huge community around that. People are looking at obviously running algos for say Forex or SPY or ETS, etc. So just trying to get your sort of your where you're at right now personally with starting to build trades around non-crypto trackers, etc. spots or whatever it might be. Just getting your, just want to hear your thoughts on that and where you're at with that.
Okay, so my first tip will be into Forex because it's similar to crypto, very similar. For coding point of view and sizing and things like that, will be quite easy for me to move over from crypto to Forex. The reason we started in crypto was just because I'm from an open source background and just liked it. It's not that I have more affinity towards crypto than anything else. Like everybody here, we just go where the money is, I guess, for the strategies. I certainly definitely want to go and do some Forex strategies. The difference between Incubate Trade and other projects that I've built is that this one is ready for Forex and anything else pretty much that we want to trade. So I'm going to hopefully take some appointments with Scopes. He's going to teach me one or two things about Forex, understand things like position sizing, because it is different. It is slightly different, and I need to know what I'm going to be talking about before going to everybody. Okay, I've found this strategy or whatever. But it's very soon, very, very soon. I will be moving over to Forex and doing some Forex strategies.
You'll not regret it. Yeah, that's awesome. It'll be great to obviously, because you can imagine incubating a trade. You can almost imagine a just thinking out loud here, being imaginative, is you can imagine like there's almost like a crypto corner in Incubate Your Trade, and there's like a Forex corner, and then you can encourage
exactly
to go around both sort of separate sort of areas. Yeah. Cool. Okay, thanks very much, and cheers.
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, definitely up for that. Definitely up for segmenting it. We have another YouTube channel as well, which is a lot smaller, which I'll start putting the YouTube like the strategies just so that I can grow as well and learn a bit more about Forex. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a couple of Forex trading strategies very soon as well.
Cool. I got one more. So just a quick one around forward testing. So I couldn't quite get my head around how the bot was doing forward testing, but now I understand it. It's constantly just redoing a back testing strategy and updating it on a daily basis, essentially, and then it's looking at the delta gap, and effectively that's effectively what the forward testing is. Just thinking out loud, and I know that you're wedded. The strategies are wedded to TradingView and they're wedded to PostScript, and you're very much it's very, very difficult to buckle away from that. Along with the optimizer, I mean the whole technical stack is on TradingView. So I recognize that completely, but I'm just thinking out loud: is there a way we can somehow do simulated forward testing? So I asked this question earlier, and no one really responded because I think it's a complex topic because you're so wedded to your tech stack. But is there any way we can simulate forward testing, or I guess is there a path that one could take, or just some thoughts around that, please?
Okay, so simulation of forward testing whilst optimizing inside of TradingView is almost impossible, but it is something that I'm coding into the optimizer at the moment. By using there's a couple of ways I'm going to start with. Number one is going to be we're going to be using the in and out of sample data, so we can optimize and then retest on another sample. I'm currently working on that and improving that. I'm also looking to try and use the replay feature inside of TradingView and trying to manipulate it so that it would work as if it was trading in a real life situation. They're the two ideas that I've come up with very much like normal Marco's help and people like that in the group. And if anybody's got any suggestions while I'm building the optimizer in the next couple of weeks, I'm all ears, and I will definitely try and implement it into the optimizer.
Yeah, because the thing is that I understood. And the thing is that you're still limited by the TradingView platform in a way. And I guess is there a way we can? I guess I'm really I think can we break out of that? And I don't know if MT4, MT5 has any help here to try and get these strategies working on almost like a different platform to then simulate the forward testing and simulate the trades that would happen. And effectively, it's just forward testing is saying, right, well, the back test works. What's the reality? What's the possibility? Well, forward testing works with a whole lot of variables and a whole lot of randomness in there. And then just seeing how well it holds up. Because we all know that if you over-engineer your algos, you over-engineer your settings, you over-optimize, you put yourself into a corner that's with creating an algo that's not dynamic. And so, there's almost a sweet spot of not being too optimized because otherwise,
absolutely,
it's never going to be a handle of the future. So it's getting that balance between over-engineering and under-engineering as such, and randomized forward testing does that for you. And it's kind of like incubate trade. You have to wait, right, 3, 4, 5 months before you really have some confidence or something, and so you're ready. Anyway, you see where I'm going at with all this.
Absolutely, it's great to have the conversation. The incubate.trade was kind of the solution that we come up with, but it is, like you said, annoying because you have to wait a couple of months. If I'm going to go into MT4, MT5, I'm going to have to jump in directly in the deep end and do it, because trying to use it and then use TradingView for the actual strategies, there's so much difference between each platform that when moving them back over to TradingView to actually trade them, you probably wouldn't get the same entries anyway. So it's something that I'd like to do in the future. It's probably going to be in the same sort of journey time as when I'm going to be doing Forex, is looking into different platforms. The reason we use TradingView generally mainly here is just because it's so user friendly and so many people are using it, and I just wanted to be able to offer what we're offering today to as many people as I possibly could. That was it, really.
Yeah, of course.
But I have no.
It's all a hypothetical of the path to forward testing and how we can bring it into play. And I totally respect it's we're talking about months of energy and effort here. This is not something anyone does lightly. But I'm just trying to get my head around, and obviously welcome other people's thoughts on that. But okay, thanks, David.
Fantastic. Marco may be up for a conversation always about that, because he's very, very good at it, and so is Igor. All of the forward testing ideas that I code and things like that are inspired by some of these guys. So
Thanks.
No problem. Thank you very much.
I had
David,
an
let's
idea.
go back. Okay, no problem. Go on, Steve.
Do you ever think about putting on like a platform where possibly I don't know if there's a way to still protect the script or not, but to kind of like a build your own thing where you would take parts of your settings, right, and you just generate a list, and it would create like a protected, obviously, so people couldn't just spread it all around to anybody they wanted to, but it would generate like something that maybe would cut out some of the settings, so the page, it wasn't like it wouldn't have the things you don't need on it.
Sure. We kind of started building a platform. I honestly don't mind sharing scripts and settings and things like that. Obviously, there's some things that, like the boilerplate, that is for our group and things like that. But open source. I come from an open source background. I've worked for years and years and years in WordPress, built plugins and setting things like that for WordPress and Chrome browser extensions and things like that. So open source is something that I like. We did build a platform called David AI, which kind of did what you said. It literally splattered ideas at the wall, and then just tried to find good settings for those splattered ideas.
Well, what I was thinking too is like, okay, so you could implement like your strategies into this. Like, it would start out with like the base one, like let's say like someone would select like the dead zone, and then you'd be like, okay, so here's the strategy, and then they would just select what parts of the settings that they wanted from like the boilerplate onto their input tab, so that it's like, for me it was like frustrating because every time I enter the inputs it scrolls me up to the top and I'm like, scroll all the way down, scroll all the way down, and then you're like, okay, I want to check this out, and then you're like, that didn't work, and then you got scroll all the way down.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I do it every day as well. I mean, the worst one for me is the deep back tester. You have to go out of the options and then press the deep back tester to get the deep back testing results, and then you have to scroll all the way back down. And yeah, horrible. I totally know how you feel. It's up for discussion. And then
it would be like, it might actually yield some like more community results, because it would be like easier for people to like have an idea and then just like go for it, rather than having to sift through all the stuff that they don't understand or they don't need. They could work with the stuff that they do understand.
Yeah, what we've come up with, incubate.trade is the closest I've been able to come up with so far, where you literally go in and press the copy for other people's strategies, and the optimizer. I see what you're saying, and it certainly would work on anything that everybody would like. I don't know how to do it, but we could certainly discuss and spend some time discussing and put a project together for it. No problem.
Also, kind of off topic, but I unfortunately live in the United States, so that sucks.
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Well, no, it's just that with all this going on, it's very. It sucks being able to be told what you can do with your money.
Yeah,
like that's just it. Like we have, like I can't get on to Bybit. I used to be able to.
The UK's the same. The UK's the same. Yeah.
Or I can't get on to Binance. I can't, But right now, for Pionex, you can. They only do a level 1 KYC, so as long as you lie about where you live, it works out. Okay. But the minute that they change that, then I don't know. Is there any other like signal services besides that for the United States? Like besides 3 commas and stuff, like actual signal bots?
That's kind of why we do it through TradingView, because you're building your own signals as such. Trigger Trade, which was the platform made by William here. Trigger Trade allows you to connect to 2-bit, which is no KYC, and a couple of others, but eventually I should imagine that they'll be the same as well. I think the best thing we could probably do is try and find platforms like DYDX, Apex, things like that are fully decentralized, and that means that we can trade and use them anywhere we would like.
like Dex leverage.
Yeah, absolutely, all of those kind of ones.
I think that's definitely going to be a big thing, either during or after this bull run.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm building a Chrome extension at the moment, which is called the Terminal. It allows you to build bots directly inside of TradingView, signals, whatever, lines. You can take those trades. It's currently going to be integrated into Bybit and a couple of others, but there is plans for it to be integrated directly into DYDX, Apex, and a lot of these other decentralized exchanges as well. So there'll be a solution there.
Nice. Yeah, what I've been trying to do lately is try to find a good strategy for Bitcoin USDC, because at least there's one thing: Binance US does not have any fees for the Bitcoin USDC pair.
Yep.
So that is an amazing opportunity. Like until I got into this, I had no idea how much the trading fees actually measured up, because you could have something that looks awesome and then you enter in your trading fees and it's like negative 2,000 and you're like, damn.
Terrible. Yeah, absolutely. They look so small.
Now you know where they get their money.
Percentage. Yeah, absolutely. the percentages look so small. I honestly didn't realize how bad it was, which might sound awful, but was until we had to move from Bybit over to BingX, and BingX is 0.04, Binance was 0.075. Just that little tiny difference changed a humongous amount of my trading strategies from not being profitable into profitable, and you think when you look at that tiny amount is of difference, making so much difference. You, like you said, you can see where they're making all their money.
Well, and then here in the States, it really sucks because you take like Binance US. If I did anything else, the fees are like 0.5%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They're like 0.5%,
really hard,
and that's both in and out. So you're paying 1%. So you're pretty much like stuck with like the 1 hour charts, which can be profitable, but they're not exciting. You know, you want to see ins and outs. And
yeah, totally agree with you.
That's why crypto is. I'm a proponent of crypto, those, because it's so exciting, it's so volatile, it's so, in and out, and opportunity every minute.
Absolutely. Me too. I mean, thanks to the recent bull run, I'm pretty happy with my portfolio recently. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And there goes Bybit opening up on my screen. Yeah, pretty happy with my portfolio recently, thanks to the recent pumps and the kind of things that you might not get in other markets, which I love as well. Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of like little like basic like indicator coding, and it's amazing what you can come up with just with like the RSI.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, especially on those
like
high time frames as well. Yeah.
Well, even the lower time frames, it's just the lower time frames is. It's really about like you got to watch how little your trades are,
Yeah.
But like at least a 15-minute and above, it's
15 minutes.
They're great.
Good. Yeah, 15
I don't know.
minutes.
I posted in the chat something an idea that I was working on, and then I put a picture of it in the actual chat in this room. It's in the works, but there's an idea of using 5 T3s.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
It's pretty simple.
Nice.
You use one for a static, and then one when it goes over the static enters longs, and then there's a shorter one that will go up and down of the one that enters the long for pyramiding. Right. So every time it crosses the top, it'll put another entry for pyramiding in, and I don't know. It's in the works. No. I might end up using some kind of T3 exit.
Yeah, okay.
Or something to see, because I usually go through that and optimize the settings, and then I do like the stop loss and then the take profit, and I try to do them all separately. Just goes faster that way.
Yeah. That's great. That's cool. But, fantastic. Couple of coders in here. It's cool. First time ever in a long time.
Oh, that's what. That's what I really want to get into. It's not really even like I don't just want to get in and get the bots and get the code and put the code in. Of course, I want that. Like everybody wants that kind of. But I got into the building part of it.
I think it's the best part. I think it's fantastic. Well, obviously, I love the community and all of the things that we're doing with the straight. But coding and. When you've found a decent strategy that actually works, and you feel like you can be really proud of it, you can also when it doesn't work the way you want to, you can tweak it. You know how to tweak it and those kind of things. I think that coding, everybody can learn coding. I think it's absolutely definitely the skill to go away and doing, even if it's just Pine script. I mean, it's great.
And I was wondering, is there a way? And I'm sure that there is. Is there a way? Do you have to write all of your different parameters for entries separately, or is there a way to like dynamically piece together an entry based upon just the parameters that you checked Do you know what I mean? Like right now, I'm like typing out every possible entry instead of it like possibly building its own entry as you're changing the settings.
So it'd be like scopes with the input, no? Input string.
Yeah, so it'd be like if I wanted to do one without a stop loss, I would do that, and then if I wanted to do one with a stop loss, I've been writing the code for each of those entries, like every possible entry of like true and false and blah blah blah. It ends up being like pages of different entry positions. Is that the only way to go about it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think so. Inside Trading View, it is longhand code. I mean, if you want Trading View to do anything through Python script, it is very longhand code. It isn't like Python where you could dynamically create the strategies on the fly as such. It's very, very much each and every entry has to be coded as such.
I wonder if there's some kind of helper tool that would just do it for you, like an external program that you could
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
Yeah, that's what I want, that.
ChatGPT, yeah.
Well, ChatGPT, yeah, but you'd have to be very specific. I mean, like something that would be, like, let's say, take your settings, and so it's specifically made for your settings, and then they would go through and check what they want to, and you just click go, and then it would create all of like the strategy entries.
Yeah.
And then they could just copy and paste the entry part into their script because that's like the majority of the code. You can simplify that. And that's where it gets confusing too. You really got to use your labels.
Yes, yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because you add another option to your strategy, and then you got to put a code in for each one of those entries to make sure that one doesn't go off when you don't want it to.
You can only imagine the number of lines that the boilerplate has.
The amount of lines that David looks at every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
More lines all over that thing. Yeah, there's probably notes all over that thing too.
Oh yeah. First of all, when I first built it, I did not note it in the slightest. There was nothing. It was, and I regretted it was a mess, and took me quite a while.
You're like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely, totally. But now it's very well noted, and there's one single little area in the middle which says edit me, and that's all I edit now, and just copy and paste any indicators in there, create one of these long signal things that I did earlier, and that's all I do to create a trading strategy. So trading strategies generally take me about 20 minutes to code now, generally.
If that's the case, then David, buddy,
yeah,
chat to me tonight. I've got about 4 different strategies off of one bit of code.
Whenever you want, just ask Vlad, and I'm here for scopes. Just ask Vlad, because I get so many messages that I end up seeing them like 2 or 3 hours later, and never see the messages like in real time. But Vlad's very, very good at calling me. He'll get me in here whenever you want, mate.
Yeah,
I can't wait to start like testing stuff, because I literally use like Chrome Remote Desktop to like keep testing different settings like all day long on a computer.
Yeah, cool.
So I literally go through like thousands of settings every day.
Yeah, that's my life. That's why we built the optimizer. The optimizer helps us do all of that. It does all of the optimizing in the background for us. We started off by doing it through Python, but then we built a Chrome extension because doing it manually is just a nightmare.
Yeah. I accidentally went too fast the other day and got a soft ban for like 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, be careful. Yeah.
I had no idea that was even a thing until it happened. I was kind of freaking out for a minute there.
Are you saying that you didn't read the terms and conditions at the bottom of my plugin?
Well, come on, I just go off of like, the fact that, why would you wouldn't, I don't know. I guess I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, I know.
Nobody does.
Proof. You know what I mean? Don't lie. Say how it is. I couldn't be asked.
Because I was just like,
Yeah,
I was like, man, what the hell am I going to do without my trading view? Like, I'm just going to give up if I, like, at this point, that's like the final straw. I'm just a buy and hold guy now.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we had to put that in. Well, first, I mean, when Scopes was doing it first, I mean, you must have had 30, 40 browsers running at the same time, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, they don't
I'd
allow
set
us
them
anymore.
all off. I'd get up really early, fill
well,
2
I
pages.
suppose if you were making money,
All right.
you can always get more than one account.
Sorry,
But-
Scopes, what did you say, mate?
No, I'll just say it's all right.
It went. No, sorry, I couldn't hear it. There was a couple of people talking at the same time. It went all funny.
No, I was just saying. Everybody were getting banned, and I never got banned once. And I used to get up really early in the morning. I used to set up 2 pages full, tabs full of trading view and optimizers, and I used to set them off running, and then come home at night, and they'd all be done.
Yeah. I remember
My old PC. I've just literally bought a brand new system, brand new screens, a brand new PC. My old system. I looked through all the old files, and I've got. Can you remember when you did that double? What was it?
Double RSI.
Yeah, I had about 300 settings for that, all different settings. I had them for I had loads, and I was looking at them and thinking, I used to do some mass amounts.
Yeah, they were the days. The good old double RSI.
I used to come back and my room would be red hot because it had been working all day. Shut the door on my office and walk back in, and it would be absolutely boiling in there because my PC's been red hot all day working.
Oh man, they were the days, weren't
I
they?
haven't tried the double RSI yet. I've only just done the single one, but
Double RSI was quite good. It was one of our biggest problems that we ever had. We started building the double RSI. We thought we were all going to be mega millionaires with Lamborghinis and things like that. Unfortunately, it was completely. What was it? It was to do with the multi-time frames, wasn't it? It was when we discovered that multi-time frames don't work very well on TradingView. When you put multi-time frames on there, it has a look ahead bias, so it can almost look like in a crystal ball, can see what's going on and predict price. On back testing, it looked absolutely fantastic on every single time frame, and then when we launched it, it just completely failed. And that was about 2 years ago, I think now.
Yeah, I find that as long as you just use one single RSI and set the overbought and oversold separately for longs and shorts, it works out pretty good. But you have to have them separately. You can't enter and exit longs and shorts on the same RSI levels. It just doesn't ever work.
No,
it might, but
yeah. We had an alright strategy for quite a while called the bigger extender, which took a bit more of the opposite. That it actually just looked for a little bit more of an extended period. So when it went into oversold, it waited for price to continue going down a little bit, and just scraped a couple of % off at the bottom and on the top, and it worked quite well.
Yeah, I was testing moving average. Basically, I took the RSI moving average and made it red and green, and then I tried. I haven't finished yet, but I'm trying like a smoother to make it to where all those little spots where it turns red for a quick second kind of disappear.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't get out of the longs or the shorts or several times at a time. I don't know. Usually uses a moving average that's really long.
That was something that Kite Crypto, we were quite fond. Well, did quite a few strategies by Kite Crypto. He long searched for very, very, very long RSI lengths, and he did quite well.
Yeah, Johnny does that as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think they're even like 170, aren't they, or something like that, the length.
I don't know, but they're big.
Yeah, the big
You'd
length.
never think about it, would you, in your own head, though?
No, totally
I
not.
wouldn't, anyway.
No.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the first thing I build is basically just a scratch pad. Like I got all kinds of crap in there. At this point, I'm starting to get a little lost in it, and I have to separate it all into like chunks that I can copy and paste later because it's getting
It
too
does
big.
it
It's
does
just
get that
kind of
way.
like my learning pad. Yeah, I
It gets
take
that
it
way,
that's
yeah.
probably what the boilerplate was. It's just something you just kept adding to and adding
Totally.
to.
Totally. The whole of David Tick, really. I mean, the things like the incubate.trade and the optimizer are final products that we managed to build and get out the door. But there's been hundreds of different kinds of products that have been scrapped and since we started. They're just the ones that seem to have been the most useful. The boilerplate, we started off with very few options, like a fixed take profit and stop loss, and ended up adding loads of risk to reward and things like that, thanks to suggestions. Sorry, risk management. Sorry, not risk reward.
Well, I mean, it's part of risk management, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And I've noticed that, sometimes my percent profitable is like doesn't have very much weight because I get combinations with, very, very little losses and much larger gains. Even without using like stop losses sometimes. Of course, I always put a stop loss in, but I've learned to like only weigh that as a whole to everything else.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could win 10% of your trades as long as they were the huge ones. You'd always be on top.
Yeah.
A lot of
think they're one of the
pyramiding
most-
strategies that I'm working on use that concept. Like when it's going down, it loses like very little bits, pretty much all the way down, like very short bits, but it hits like the big huge pumps, which always leaves me with like substantially more profit than loss.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the one of the most valuable lessons that we've learned is diversification in your strategies is extremely important. Being able to diversify, find different strategies, different entries, different kinds of strategies, whether it's DCAing or whatever, is one of the most valuable lessons. And that was Kevin Davey, who's a champion trader, that pushed us all towards that. So, a champion algo trader, sorry. He used to do talks in the group a long time ago. Well, not a longer time ago, about a year ago maybe. Did talks in the group. I will try and speak to him again if anybody's interested in me getting him back in at any point.
Don't all shout at once.
We won't be doing that then, okay? You've got sun, Marco. I ain't got no sun here.
It's blasted freezing here.
Yeah, it's freezing here and all.
Yes, lots of sun.
Yeah,
Chicken
I'm further
berries.
down.
How are you in garden? You sound like you're inside a house.
Yeah, but it's not.
What, you got earphones on or something?
I have here headphones.
Headphones, that's why then.
I don't know.
No, it's just in the Netherlands. They haven't got really sun. It's all inside the house.
No, we have how do I say it? Veranda. I don't know the word in English.
A veranda.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
also a word in English?
Veranda, yeah.
Yeah, of course it is.
Actually, in
Okay.
Romanian as well.
What do you think we are, foreign?
So I cannot understand you or hear you. What did you say?
Marco.
Knob.
Hmm.
How's Strix anyway? Marco, how you doing?
Yeah, I can't complain, mate.
Are you busy?
Busy always.
Your strategies?
Yes, each day, every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
He was
Did
up at
you,
6 o'clock this morning, I think. When it's 6?
Yeah, this morning, 7 o'clock, we were
7 o'clock.
already
Talking.
our time. So
Yeah,
it's 6
absolutely.
o'clock in the UK.
Yeah.
We were already on WhatsApp here.
Yeah.
Did you create? Did you create last time we last stream we were in? We were on about you created. You were creating a scalping strategy or something.
Yeah, it's with Igor.
Yeah,
but
did you-
Igor
did you-
is currently much more busy with it. I don't know if he can talk, but he's really busy with that 1 minute strategy indeed, and
A 1 minute
it's very
strategy.
promising. Sorry?
A 1 minute strategy.
Yes.
I've seen some talk about this. I'm
Yes.
looking forward to this one.
And it looks really, really promising. But Igor can better explain if he wants.
Yeah, you hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Spill the beans.
It's utilizing this FIP Hunter, yeah? David know about this.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen screenshots of
Yeah, so basically
little peak screen.
Yeah, it's more like contrarian one. So when there are more liquidations of the longs, then you turn on the alert for the short, who take the short, and then pay to play.
On 1 minute. I don't know how on earth you managed to backtest that one, guys.
No, I just by hand,
Real pain.
by hand,
Oh.
I'm trying to adjust it, yeah. And then I'm just using this CoinAlyze website. I get 60 seconds to make an alert. Yes, I see liquidation event more than 1 million. I make an alert, paste it, and then hope for the best. Yeah.
Hope gets you killed in trading, though.
Yeah, I just hope we're gonna get triggered, because you get only 60 seconds to 120 seconds to create alert. If you fucked up,
Yeah.
then you want to get triggered.
Did you both look into forex.com for scalping?
So for now,
Did you-
for now, I
Pardon?
want this one. For now, I live test this one with small money. Try to make it work automatically, but without forward testing platform, I don't think so. You can optimize it properly.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do it in Python, or are you going to do it in TradingView?
I have it on TradingView. I have 4 charts open. 2 are for long with more strict rules, and 2 are for more loose rules. So
Okay.
then I choose which one I was gonna choose. If I see like yesterday, yesterday was carnage for it on loose one. It was taking every short on every opportunity.
Oh no.
But took long, and long is still open. It's now 11%, 62 in profit. It's still
Nice.
trailing, didn't hit it. So the thing is, just to if I keep this long and don't start opening these shorts, I'll be alright. But I'm on minus because I opened like 5 shorts in a row.
And what are you using to find your liquidations? Are you using an external site?
Yes, CoinAlyze site.
Yeah. Sorry, I heard you say that. Yeah. There's another one that what were it, David? We were using last year, and it made. I don't know if it's the same one, but it made if you had your speakers on it, you just go ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
You remember what I mean?
yeah, I can't remember. It was a long
And
time
it used
ago,
to have a chart of Bitcoin. And it used to just make ringing noises, and your PC would just go just ringing for about 5 minutes, and the chart would be flying down or flying up. So it'd be liquidating all the way up. It'd be liquidating everybody, and it'd just be getting louder and louder and louder. So you'd be downstairs and you'd hear it, and you'd run back to your PC because you can hear loads of people getting liquidated, and you're like, "Come on, I need to get in this trade." It were pretty intense, to be fair. I forgot what it's called now. AGR.trade. AGR.
I need to use it because this one don't have any alerts. I need to look at it like a hawk. I get 1 minute.
Yeah, no, this one, you just turn the sound on and just literally sit for 2 minutes, and then as soon as the big move comes, your PC will probably set on fire. It just goes absolutely mental. I used to use it, AGR.trade or something it's called, or AGR trade or something.
Yeah, cool. I will write it down.
AGR. Yeah, AGGR, that's it. But it gives you you can set like your own little profiles up and stuff to what you're looking for to be liquidated. So you can set it up for I think you can set it up for how much leverage people are using to be liquidated. You can set it up for $10 million liquidations. You can set it up for $50 million liquidations. You can set it up for anything, you know what I mean? So I think that would I think that'd help you. I don't know. I haven't used the CoinGlass one, what you're on about, but I think that AGR would help you if you can set the profile up like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. You know, yesterday even 5x leverages got liquidated on this move.
Yeah.
You know, fucking hell, this was carnage.
Yeah. I tell you as well. There's a decent indicator on TradingView. I shared it 2 years ago. I've used it since. Well, I don't use it every day, but I use it quite often. It's just called HTF liquidations, and whenever you obviously. 1 second, let me just get this. Yeah, this is it. So HDF liquidations by SBTNC. So basically, with this one, obviously it's not as apparent as the one you're using, but with this one, you can change from your 4-hour liquidity levels. Daily, 4-hourly, 1-hourly. And 15 minutes. 1 second. Let me just click on it. So, you can have 1 week, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours, 1 hour. So what I do when I'm been scalping is if there's the break in the 15 minutes, I'll aim for the 1 hour. You can have any time frame you want on it. Actually, I just have normally the 1 hour and the 15 minutes for when I'm scalping, so I can look at possible where it'll enter. If I just quickly take a screenshot and put it in the group, just give me 1 second. So we'll have the 1 hour on. That one off, that one off, that one off. We'll have the 15 minutes, that one on. We'll have the 5 minutes, that one on. Okay. So it'll look a bit dodgy to start off with.
Yeah, this site, what you posted, David, my wife will love it. She hated even Discord doing. What is the dinging sound? Kurwa, what is the ding?
So Igor, check chat. I've just put this chart in on one of my charts. The purple lines are the hourly liquidity, and the green lines are the 15 minutes. Now, the way I use this is obviously I go into a bit of a lower time frame, and it works pretty good, to be fair. So what you do is the dashed lines, what are grayed out, that's all liquidity that has been taken in the previous moves. Obviously the coloured lines are what is the liquidity that's left. So how I scalp with this is, obviously you see that the purple lines down at the bottom. If I was to take a short, that's where I would be aiming at. But how else you could use it is if you don't know the direction of any trend, you can test it yourself. If you don't know the direction where it's going to go, what happens is, if you look on the screenshot, they're all grayed out at the minute, but sometimes there's lines what aren't grayed out, and that's obviously liquidity that's not been taken yet. So what I do then is, and there's an actual way to do it, is just look which one's closest, which liquidity can it get first, or which is easiest, or which has got the most grouped liquidity, and that's the one it'll tend to aim to. All of us, quite often. So I mean, like 2 years ago, I was putting this in chart, or about a year and a half ago, I was taking trades directly, not directly from this, obviously with my own trading style, but the take profits and the predictions was based solely on where these lines were on chart, and I were getting it pretty accurate just with this, working off this indicator. Like if we had loads of lines up, if we had some lines just up above now, just up above the last 3 candles, then price would probably tend to gravitate towards that rather than the purple lines below, because it's got a further way to go for the purple lines. If you know what I mean, that's how I used this indicator. It's just called HTF liquidity, and you can put all your own time frames on it and everything. And obviously, it's pretty good. Like I say, if you've got a group of lines all together that haven't been taken yet, and it's closer to the price than the bottom liquidity is, aim for that. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. You can back test it. It's a pretty good indicator, I think. To be fair.
Yeah, that's what I figured out with this bot. If I will make stricter, then it's take in 2 weeks like 5 trades. It'll be winners, but 5 trades. If I make it looser, we'll make more trades, but then one exit, then when I would exit myself, we'll just come back to break even probably after first take profit. So that's why for now I'm working to make like a between the strict one and loose one, third version, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I will try add it to bot maybe somehow as well.
Yeah. I don't know if it's it's open source Pine as well.
Oh, that's
it's open source Pine. There is the reason I got this indicator is I saw it on somebody I follow on YouTube, and he did a video on it, and it wasn't very good. It's not that it wasn't. The indicator wasn't very good. He didn't explain it very good. So I'd put the indicator on myself and just tested it myself and did some running myself. I mean, it can be pretty good sometimes. Obviously, it's just like basically it's swing points really, but just test it out. You'll see what I mean. It's pretty good. You can literally just replay in chart, do replay mode, and you can see how accurate it could be. Obviously, because market is just looking for liquidity, so whichever liquidity is closer, it's going to aim for that one first.
Yeah, I'll test it definitely.
You got anything else for us, Vlad? He's gone to sleep, I bet you. It's nice and sunny in Romania. Vlad, where are you?
Sorry guys, I think I lost my internet for 12 seconds. Can you guys repeat?
Oh, we were just talking about your
Shush, he's back. Shush, don't say it, he's back.
Scope said he was going to give you a bonus.
Bonus.
Yeah. No, I was just joking. What? No,
One
it's
question,
just yes.
Do we have an update for us about Kraken?
About, sorry?
Exchange. Kraken?
Oh, Kraken. Okay, so yeah, Kraken, yeah. Williams here. I don't know how well it's going. We are building it as a priority for Trigger Trade, so it should be soon. William, is it gone into beta testing yet or not?
Williams fell asleep and all.
William, jeez, man, I can't pay him for these people.
I don't know what Marco asked. That was what I said.
That's it. Kraken. Yeah, it's how it's going with the trading Trigger Trade. Sorry.
Still doing the end of it at the moment, not in beta yet.
Not in beta yet. Okay, but it is one of our priorities, Marco. We won't go into like the splat and trying to add as many as we did before, but that is one of the priorities.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, it will be difficult for Europe. Not only Europe, but
it is. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is without a doubt. The problem is finding the good, the sweet spot between being able to backtest and have enough data, and because there's no real. There's Bybit's a lovely exchange. It's got great liquidity and everything, but it just seems to offers us the backtesting possibilities, and obviously the real trading real time, as a lot of the other smaller exchanges don't allow us to backtest. So that's the real problem for me. It's going to be
Yeah,
hard times.
I hope you can how to say that make wise decisions. But yeah, because we get Mika.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably will Europe and the US will get this problem. So trading on
Yeah.
crypto will be
Hard.
more and more difficult.
Without that,
You're all gonna have to come to Forex. I'm telling you, Forex.
Yes, I gave David a lot of advice for that last month.
Yes, yeah.
But I think it's the best decision to make. Look to forex and indices.
Yes.
Then you have not this problem.
I mean, like with your metals, obviously with your Forex and your metals, you've got some correlations as well, like AUD and gold and stuff like that. You know, so and obviously the strategies that I use work on all of the markets. I don't think stocks so much because they are massively, dependent on the company. But anything else, it works. You know what I mean? So I think obviously if you can use your tools in other areas, I don't see why it should be a problem. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds
why
good.
you shouldn't be? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, the silver that you made me buy you didn't make me buy, but it didn't even say that I should buy it, but up 18%. Thank you very much, Scope.
Yeah, well, one of my friends has just got £110,000 for his silver. I told him to save it ages ago. What he's been doing is been buying it scrap from everybody all over my area.
Right.
For last I don't know how long, but he's been saving it.
Right, okay.
And he's just sold it and got 110,000 quid.
Nice.
It melted it all and everything himself.
Nice.
Got 110 grand out of it. So but it's I don't know if it's what it's doing now. I haven't checked, to be fair, but that were ages ago, and I told you that last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, I kept it.
What, did you just hold it?
Yeah, I just held it. Yeah, just held it. I've invested in silver, in Nvidia, in
when did you invest in Nvidia? If you don't mind me asking.
326% up. So a long time
I know,
ago.
but what is that? Is that when you invested ages ago?
Yeah, it was quite a while ago. It was same sort. I think it must have been about the same sort of time as silver, and it's 326% up.
Well,
and
have you been watching news?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, Nvidia has absolutely smashed the life out of everything.
Yeah. And Coinbase was another one as well. I bought Coinbase when it was extremely, extremely low because obviously, what happened to Coinbase? I can't remember. It wasn't a hack, was it? It was they were going to get. There was something going on in the US or whatever, and I bought loads of Coinbase, and that's up 302% today. So some good investments last year.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I watch news every day. I keep the news on constantly while I'm trading. And it's just like a bit of background news. And every 10 minutes, all that gets mentioned is fucking Nvidia. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sick of hearing about this Nvidia. I'm only sick of hearing it just because I didn't buy it. Do you know what I mean?
It's perfect company. You know, I mean, we're a perfect company at the moment. I mean, with AI dependent on it.
Yeah,
and then being the only ones. Sorry, Cam. Sorry.
No, go on. Sorry.
No, with the rules from Trump and all of that that were put in place, and then being really they're steps above everybody else. It really is the perfect company at the moment.
You know, when you compare it to, it's on news. Well, this is like a big headline on news as well about Google. They should be in front of Nvidia really in this AI world. Because obviously the biggest search engine, I mean, they should be miles in front, but they're not. They're lacking.
They're lacking.
They're lacking majorly, to be fair. So,
I mean, even their AI. I mean, I've played around with it a couple of times. I can't even remember what it's called. I'm so blooming knackered. I played around with it a couple of times, but you can't get access to the image creator. It really is a flop in comparison to ChatGPT as software. But no, that's my opinion.
Hey, I believe that ChatGPT is going to be the brain for Skynet.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Version, real world.
Well, I mean, you got to think it's like the next best thing, better than the NSA's like server towers of information on everybody. You know,
It's incredible.
like
It's incredible.
how much
Something.
information do they have, right? Like
It's incredible. It's
they
an
can do some
incredible.
things better than people can. It just can't make emotional decisions,
Yeah.
which makes some things better. Like,
Yeah, and
crazy.
yes, emotions and things like that. But yeah, I've read a very, very good book recently. I think it was called. It was by the author of Chip Wars. Can't remember what it's called. What's the book called? Absolutely brilliant AI book, and it makes you think about these things. It is called The Coming Wave. The Coming Wave. Absolutely brilliant book about AI and how it's going to play out, and it can be extremely exciting, can be extremely scary, because the only thing that's saved us from nuclear bombs is the price of uranium and all of that kind of thing that's put into nuclear bombs. As AI is so cheap to reproduce, even the open source models, and there's just no way of stopping it. There is no way of stopping it. It is. It's absolutely. I think it's absolutely amazing.
It is, and at the same time, like I gotta say, like I've always wondered what the displacement of, like, let's say, all of these like call centers. You know, like how much has ChatGPT replaced these call centers or like
It's got to be
these
incredible.
customer service? You know, because it's a real pain in the ass. Because when you actually need help, you don't get what you want. But
yeah, sure.
It's great for like filtering out, 800,000 out of 1 million different inquiries.
ChatGPT is the tip of the iceberg. I think that I personally think all of those jobs will be very soon no longer needed a human being in it. ChatGPT, like I said, if you take a simple script and take two ChatGPTs that can talk to each other and autocorrect and give access to information through code, it just turns ChatGPT into another world, and
a machine.
That'd
be a crazy script.
Yeah, it's something that I've got. I built a while ago. It was called David AGI, which allows ChatGPT to talk to each other. It even builds YouTube videos. It does loads of things. You can do absolutely anything with it. And you talk to it through Telegram, and it makes ChatGPT, it steps it up to another level, because where ChatGPT doesn't think for itself, this allows you to start with the conversation, and then the ball rolls, and it actually the AIs talk to themselves.
With itself.
Has a conversation. Yeah, absolutely, as if they're in an office.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible stuff.
Oh yeah, I posted in the chat an example of my like little teeny tiny loss, but hit the big pumps strategy on the right. I think it's been open for like 5 days, but it's on Bonk.
Okay, cool.
And you can see that it says -16, but then with the current pump, it's actually like plus 50% or something like that.
Cool.
So I guess I just hit it at the right time. It's got like no time frame reference, but I just hit it at the right time for a pump. But it's kind of what I was looking for, is just to like ride that big one.
Yeah.
Ride the big pump up.
Yeah. Those kind of strategies. I've only ever really traded one on Bonk. They're a little bit hard to keep under control, but I'd love to have a couple. Of them.
I really enjoy. That's one that I think that you take a lot of risk management for complete portfolio devastation by taking pyramid trades.
Yeah. Yes.
Based on equity, because if something goes south, you're like, oh, okay, I only had 15% of what I had in there, or
I learned DCA the hard way.
Right, this one kind of is a setup that I'm working on to DCA into a winning trade, not DCA into a losing trade.
Yeah. A bit like there's a what's his name? Luke Quickfingers, is it? I think it is. QFL. I think it is. There's a guy.
Women love him.
Naughty. Yeah.
Have you guys had any luck with Market Cipher and Lux Algo? Like I have both of those for a lifetime. They're good, but they're more like manual traders. Not. I found the algorithmic they are not fantastic.
The blue waves from Market Cipher using divergences, I would put in our top 15 indicators. I think it's very good. Well, it depends. Depends on the entries. Using divergences and ABC pattern, I would put in easily in our top 15, if not top 10. Lux Algo's hard to, because he's very good at we built these botifiers and things like that, so we can backtest other people's indicators. He's kind of hid everything, so unfortunately we can't backtest. I've had people say that he's brilliant. He certainly is very good at building indicators, but I can't give a backtesting point of view on his indicators.
Well, they come with their own backtesters now for each one of the indicators, but there's certain features that are lacking, like when you try to, they don't have the full option, if this makes sense, like on alerts. You have like the full range of like what you want it to do. Well, you can, like, let's say you can enter something on Lux Algo, and then Lux Algo allows you to choose something from like Market Cipher to exit out on, but it doesn't get the parameters right because it doesn't offer like the crossing over, crossing under. It doesn't allow like the options that you would have underneath the alert system if you were to just set an alert.
Yeah.
So it's lacking. You can't, like, if I wanted to get in on a Lux Algo signal and get out on a Market Cipher B signal, you're very limited in your options because the parameters aren't that you can enter are not compatible with what you're trying to get done.
Yeah. I think that there's obviously a top 10 indicators and things like that, but I really do think that the strategy that built